And action. Welcome to the podcast where a guy that watches movies discusses movies with a guy that hasn't watched any movies.
Except this one.
Oh, man. What did we watch tonight? Opening night.
Yeah,
this is the first time we've ever done a Thursday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because we usually have locals.
Yeah.
But last night in Soho.
Yeah, hell
New
yeah.
horror film that came out today.
Written, produced, directed, story by Edgar Wright.
Yeah, Edgar something. I never remember his
Edgar
last
Wright.
name, but Edgar Wright.
Yep.
He did write on this one.
He wrote that. Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh,
Edgar writing a
man.
hit
I have
right
so
here.
many emotions going on in my head right now.
Me too.
Oh, man.
And while watching it, it was a very emotional film,
it
honestly.
was, actually. It was, you really thought that you didn't know if she was crazy or if she was seeing visions or if there was a demonic presence. See, we still don't know any of those things because she saw what she saw.
Well, I don't think she's crazy.
Yeah, she can't be crazy because she saw what she saw.
Yeah, the whole time I didn't feel like she was crazy. You thought that was an option?
Possibly. There's no rules, man. Anything could happen.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it as a possibility. Like maybe she's going crazy.
Oh, what was her name?
Eloise or something like that?
Yeah, it was like
Ellie.
Ellie. She was a kind of introvert, or is that when you don't keep to yourself? Introvert's when you keep to yourself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She was kind of introverted, loved her grandma. Her mom died when she was 7. I think her
dad wasn't in the picture.
I think her roommate lied about her mom dying.
Really?
Yeah, she lied about everything else so that she could be the center of attention. You know, she even said, "Oh, my friend killed himself too," and they're just like, "What?"
I think her uncle or something.
Yeah,
she said.
I think she lied about all that shit.
I didn't like her at all.
I hated that bitch.
Yeah, she was a cunt.
Why was she even in the movie?
To be a cunt.
Yeah.
That way that
the thing is
Ellie would have a reason to move.
The thing is about cunt. I don't say that word a lot.
The girl was a cunt.
It's normal vocabulary in this film because it's kind of like bitch in the UK.
They use it a lot in the UK?
Oh, yeah.
Cool, I'm moving. You know where I'm going?
Socialist country?
Downtown.
Dude, that was fire, yo.
That song was really, really good.
That shit was fucking fire. She fucking killed it.
Some rapper that's listening to this right now has to take the when she's just singing it with no instrumental and put a beat to that and then drop some fire after it.
Yo, that shit was fucking awesome.
It was good. It was really, really good.
Dude, the soundtrack was fucking flame.
Yeah, and
the 60s UK fucking vibe was there. You know?
I like that was what they went for too.
Yeah.
It fit really well.
It seemed like a love letter to the London street life, kind of like the red light district of London.
Also showing all the bad sides of it.
Yeah, it gave you both sides, which it's just like any other city. You know what I mean? It's not, except they don't have guns.
Yeah.
it's just like every other city. There's
UK
bad,
doesn't have
there's
guns?
Good. No.
They didn't in the 60s?
No.
Makes sense why she's the knife now.
Yeah. That's all she had. They took those too recently.
Damn, she's gonna. If they made a one where it was going back to 2020, they'd be using a fork or something.
But holy shit, man! I fucking love this movie.
Me too.
I fucking loved it. It was like a psychological slasher, kind of.
I think slasher is almost weird to describe it as because we didn't see. There was 1 to 2 scenes of slashing.
Yeah, but there was a lot of kills. They just showed a montage of Granny killing. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, not Granny killing, but
when
Granny's
past.
Yeah.
So the whole time you think she's having visions of this girl who was murdered in the same room as her. At first, she loved it and wanted to imitate her dreams
until things started going sour,
and she didn't even want to sleep, Freddy style. That was like some Nightmare on Elm Street shit because she didn't want to dream it anymore. Then she started seeing it when she was walking down the street.
I wonder if that plays into showing how she was so if she didn't sleep,
right?
Maybe she's exhausted on the streets and
she fell asleep.
Even if she's not asleep, it just maybe
daydreaming or something.
Kinda,
yeah. Kind of like how when you sleep and you're a little uncomfortable, you can't tell you're sleeping, but you're dreaming a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That I hate those sleeps, man. It feels like you're more tired when you wake up.
Yeah.
Those suck. But god damn, the cinematography, the colors.
This movie was shot really well.
So
the first time I was really thinking they did well with the camera work was during the scene where the first real scene where she's dancing. Where Sandy's dancing, and it's continually like cutting from it being Sandy to it being Ellie, but you can't tell like where they cut it. Yeah, it was so well done.
Man, that was a great scene.
It was
dancing scene, the audition.
Her singing was beautiful.
She was great, man.
It sucks that she got turned into a thought because she should have just.
She was kind of like that's kind of how it's done. You know what I mean?
It reminded me of we watched Scream 3 recently, and like the premise of that was kind of like in Hollywood.
It was,
and this was similar, but in
he was
a different era.
Pimped. She wasn't actually getting roles that she was promised. She was literally manipulated and pimped over that one night.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one night, he was just like coercing her, and the whole pretty picture wasn't what it was, and it destroyed what later on you find out she actually didn't die. Later on, you find out the person that rented the room out to her was said woman that that actually destroyed who she was. Mm-hmm. And that was
if you think about it, like makes perfect sense. She was put through the fucking ringer doing a bunch of disgusting shit she would not want to do, and it fucked her up. Like
this movie, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it shouldn't be put into the horror or the slasher genre, but I'm gonna put it in it. Because it reminds me of Psycho. It just had, like, you could tell the influences in Edgar Wright's work. I saw some Quentin Tarantino-esque type of shit. I saw some Psycho, and the straight up like city glam, London '60s thing. That looks like a brand new idea. That just looks like he had some passion there. Like, he just really liked that era. Like I
don't think I would put it in a slasher, but I guess I could see why you would.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd consider it because I don't really know all the subgenres of horror.
It's called psychological. It's a psychological.
This movie was just an emotional roller coaster from the jump too, to be honest. Like I get like really hyper fixated when we're watching movies, especially in theaters. And during like the first couple scenes, I felt my eyes getting like a little watery. Like I wasn't crying, but
it was just like you knew you were seeing something special.
And it very early on, like not even just seeing something. But like the plot had me, the emotion conveyed in the plot in the early scenes was really good. Even when she's like talking to the grandma about getting into the school, like her level of excitement and joy was like projected really well and made me feel like.
Did you like her?
The main character? Yeah, I loved her. She was actually
great. She's the teenager girl in Old.
Mm-hmm.
She really in Old she didn't really showcase what she could do.
No, she definitely did.
She fucking killed it, and I hope I see more of her. Man.
Me too. I'll go out of my way to watch more.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I want to see another Edgar Wright film, man. That shit got me excited.
This one was really cool, so I'd watch another.
Oh, we gotta watch another one, man. This is one of he has like a couple, like probably a handful.
This movie was really, really,
the future
really
is
good.
Great for him, man. He's got a lot of years. He's not like he's probably like I don't even know how old he is. Well, I'm gonna take a guess and say late 30s, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his first film was in 2000.
Like the industry he's in, that is kind of young.
Or 3.
Like if he were an athlete, he's at the end of his career, but he's not an athlete.
He's got.
He can do the
retire at like 60 probably. From directing,
I don't even know if you'd have to. Like, you could probably go till you're 80 if you want.
You probably could if you think you can still make great films. Then go ahead, but cash out when you start getting bad. But this guy has a long road ahead of him. I feel like
and if they're even half as good as this movie, I'll follow along on the road.
I love the guy too. He was so concerning and like
which guy?
Her boyfriend.
I don't remember his name.
Neither do I.
And I don't know if they're dating.
No, I guess not.
I was thinking about it actually. I really liked the way his character was conveyed.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really, really enjoyed, like in regards to his character, there were a couple scenes where they were flirty and stuff, and her dialogue, Ellie's dialogue, would be stuff that she remembered from these like dreams or visions that she had.
Definitely.
And then he would respond in similar ways to the way the guy did in the dream,
which fucked with her head probably.
Well, what I didn't even think about it like that. It could have, but what I liked were like that there's parallels to him and these guys that are in the dreams.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, he was nothing like them. Like they weren't really
not even close. He was a genuine good person.
Was he the guy that she met in the very, very beginning?
I think it was. And she was. I liked that they did she's a country girl. She's like from a rural London, UK area. So she's like playing defense mode.
Mm-hmm. And she was creeped on in the fucking cab.
Yeah,
so,
by the dude. Yeah, he did creep on her.
Like he kind of was painted early on in a way that he could just be like any of these other guys.
Totally.
And even as he continued to like pursue her, you could convey that he would be like those guys, but then he ended up like pulling through and being like
a good, genuine person that cared about. Like
genuine, I think is the word, that he was authentic in there.
Yeah, it was definitely authentic. He wanted to be like a support system for her because that's what she needed. Because, well, he thought that I don't want to say he thought she was crazy, but he thought something was going on.
That she had a lot on her plate.
She almost stabbed. I was hoping she stabbed that girl.
One thing that confused me about that is there were no ramifications for it. That's like attempted murder, right?
Yeah,
and
it is. But maybe when he was chasing her down, he persuaded her not to report it.
Maybe
she's just a lithe didn't say it like that, but like maybe she's like, oh, she's not well, she's not there, or said something, that made her like, okay. But I don't know. That was off camera. That scene's off camera.
Yeah.
So,
what are your thoughts on like the fact that she saw others in the mirror, like the fact that she sees her mom?
Dude, I don't know what to think because other people are aware of it, that she's having visions. Her grandma's aware of these visions. You know what I mean? And I don't know if she thinks, like, I feel like she inherited this from her mom.
No, the grandma said her mom didn't have it.
Oh, really?
Early on in the film, like when she was getting ready to move, she was talking about how the city was going to be overwhelming, and she was like, and your mom didn't have your gift. And so, like
is it so if she's calling it a gift, is it safe to say that she's not crazy?
Yes.
Or did she mean that her mom didn't have the eye for fashion like she did?
I think she was referring to the thing,
visions?
but I could be wrong on that.
It's also you could have taken that either way, which I like. That's really cool because maybe you still can't say that she's not crazy, but
the fact that it all checked out.
Yeah, it almost all checked out. It almost all checked out. She didn't get murdered by Matt Smith, great actor, did great playing Jack. Did great. But that didn't happen. So maybe it's like part vision, part...
Maybe she didn't see the entirety of it because of it getting interrupted by what's her name again?
Ellie.
No, not Ellie.
Alexandria. Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy. Yeah. So when old Sandy interrupted that moment by like pounding on the door and then coming in, it could have cut it off because she did see parts, but maybe she didn't get the whole complete memory. I don't know.
Maybe.
Also, I'm kind of wondering what exactly it is that she has, because she can see people, I guess. She sees her mother, but then she also lived through this. Is she seeing like does she see... I don't know. Does she just like see the memories of the dead people? And is the reason she was able to access it because she was in the house with Sandy, or because of the dead bodies that were there?
I don't think we have any fucking idea.
What do you think, I guess, if you
were to... I don't fucking know. I just know those guys were creepy. I hate mannequins. And she killed it at the art show, the fashion show. She designed some flavors. Even though I didn't really like her outfits that she made.
Me neither, really, honestly.
Yeah, they were kind of wild.
They weren't really it.
Yeah, but people liked them, so
yeah.
Maybe we don't know shit.
I don't know much about 60s fashion. Yeah.
Don't take any fashion advice from us.
Yeah, my advice would be wear all black, and that's about it.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. This movie was phenomenal.
I enjoyed it a lot.
It was phenomenal.
There was one thing that I thought was really cool, too, and I thought it was even cooler once they like explained why it was done that way, was the fact that the memory of the men, or maybe not the memory, but the haunting or whatever it would be, how their faces were all blurred out.
Because that's the way she portrayed them.
Yeah,
that's
and
the way she had to, so that she could get through what she was going
through.
through.
And so that kind of leads me to believe that, like, this is happening to her because of Sandy, that it wouldn't be from the dead.
Yeah.
And then when she learned about...
Maybe it's just traumatic experiences.
And when she learned about the dead, though, and their presence... like being literally under there, then she started to see their face towards the end and saw them as humans and not monsters.
Yeah. That shit was wild, man. I thought it was a whole nother movie until it just fucking flipped on us.
Mm-hmm. It was insane.
That was so crazy. And everyone thought she was nuts. Everyone was talking shit on her. I fell for her at that time, man. The cops were talking shit on her. The coppers.
This also, like, some of the things were kind of reminiscent of Malignant.
It had some Malignant vibes to it.
Where
everyone thinks she's crazy
because of the visions that she's seeing.
Yeah.
And literally seeing a murder and then reporting it. Except this was like
40,
a time travel-y one.
Ago.
And the premise was executed a lot better here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is. I feel like this movie's gonna go down in history.
It does, at least for me, as Zade's favorite horror film. Though I think
of all time.
I think of all time. It's
holy shit.
It's hard because
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you, man. That shit was fucking good.
My runner-up is like the Fear Street trilogy still, but I don't know. That makes it really hard for me because I'm rating three movies against one.
The thing is about this movie, I want to know more, but I low-key don't want a sequel.
Yeah, I don't want a sequel, I don't think.
Me neither. I think I'm cool with it.
The story concluded. It felt like there was closure.
Yeah.
We saw that
have
life...
questions. You still interpret it any way you can, but I feel like that's just one and done. Phenomenal movie. 5 out of 5.
Yeah, please don't redo that, but also 5 out of 5.
5 out of fucking 5.
I don't think a sequel would be right to me.
I don't know why. I just love that fucking movie. The acting. The girl that played young Sandy, she fucking killed it.
Yeah, she did too.
She killed it. She's in a lot of different movies. I know her from Split.
Is she the one that's in Queen's Gambit or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think she is in that actually. I haven't watched
it either, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I know her from Split. She did great in Split. That movie's phenomenal. She's killing it. The girl that played Allie's killing it. Matt Smith killed it. Edgar Wright. The story's fucking crazy. I think the direction was better than the story almost at the same time too, because it really takes a good filmmaker to direct a movie that way. The twist, you didn't even think a twist was fucking coming.
And then it did out of nowhere.
Bam! Granny's Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
That was wild, man.
One thing I was thinking about too that I thought was kind of crazy is the man that she thought was Jack, I think his name was. Jack was the perpetrator that she believed killed Sandy. Yeah. And the old man that she thought was Jack, they really led you to believe that was him.
I thought it was Jack, man.
He ended up being the cop that she met.
Yeah, we kind of saw
seemed
the
like
film
a good
through
guy.
her eyes.
Yeah, but
completely.
So he was portrayed by the directors wanted him to be portrayed, obviously, as someone that we would lead to believe was also that guy.
But it was just.
But he was a cop though, so why did he act that way? Why was he so fucking creepy?
Weird.
Is what I was kind of wondering.
And he was a cop, so why didn't he just bust her for being a prostitute? That's what he was there for.
Maybe he thought she deserved better or something. Do you think he knew about the murders and that she did them? Because he said something along the lines that I don't remember what he said when he popped off right before he got hit by a fucking car, but it led me to believe he knew the truth behind what was happening.
I want to know when she actually started committing the murders. Was it like 100 dudes deep and then she just decided to start killing them? And
I think she killed everyone she had sex with.
Like from the jump?
Yeah.
I don't think it was from the jump.
Yeah, I think after what it kind of looked like was that her pimp tried to harm her.
Yeah.
Because I guess she was out. She wanted out of this industry.
Oh yeah.
And I think she took the knife and ended him. Is at least my interpretation.
Yeah.
But after that, I feel
she
went in. She described it feeling amazing when she did it.
Oh,
and so I feel like after that, she kind of had a bloodlust for revenge.
Dude, that shit was cool. And they showed you a little montage of her doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. I did not see that shit. I didn't see that shit coming at all. I'm gonna have to give that shit a 5 out of 5.
Me too.
That was such a good. I want to see it again.
Me too. This will be the first time I watch something again with my Regal. One thing too that we didn't talk about that Matt brought up that I thought was cool because I did not put this together at all. When she moved into the apartment, the lady we later learn is Sandy was like, "You might want to keep the window open. It starts to smell like garlic because of the bistro next door."
Yeah.
And he was saying that she probably was using garlic to mask the smell of all the dead bodies underneath the floorboards.
We don't know that, though.
That would make a lot of sense.
It would, but we don't know that.
Why wouldn't it smell like dead carcasses?
There's a bistro next door. Oh, why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe she used garlic, but maybe the bistro just helped it.
Enough when
How
you're
long
literally...
has that bistro been there?
At least 60 years.
Has it been there since the 60s?
Oh, maybe not, actually.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to have been, but in the 60s, the lights,
yeah.
One thing, too, in the scene where she was killing Jack, or we thought Jack was killing her.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
The lights only flashed red. The lights typically were flashing red. Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Red, white, and then blue because of, like, the letter, how it was. Like, BI was red, and then IS was white, and then...
Yeah,
RO was
DRO
blue.
or whatever.
But then during that scene, it only flashed red, not red, red, not red, red, not red, which was really
awesome.
interesting. And
the colors were really cool.
I don't know how she slept in that shit, to be honest.
I wouldn't be able to. I'd get used to it after like a couple weeks, but like right off the jump, I have problems sleeping in new places in general, and like I just don't like if I actually have to do a sleep test, I might have to do it at the doctor. And I'm going to have problems because, like...
I don't know how to just fall asleep anywhere.
Yeah.
I do, personally. Cause I could sleep anywhere. I'm sure
you
know.
I used to be able to. Yeah, you just pass out on my couch, you know. It's all good. What's up, Spence? What's up, baby? But, goddamn, man. I think this is going to go in history. And I think this is one of those films that we go to the theater, we watch it, and people are like, oh, that was kind of good. But I feel like it's going to age like in 5-10 years. That's going to become an influential horror film.
I hope so.
I think we're like before everybody. And like we're just because like Rotten Tomatoes give this shit like a 70 or some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
They're probably incorrect.
Not only, well, it's based off like what all the people that they have reviewing shit say about it. And then they put it in like a percentage. But I feel like 5-10 years down the line, this is going to go down as one of the best horror movies ever made. Honestly.
Currently, it is for me.
I thought it was fucking awesome. It's acting 5 out of 5, cinematography 6 out of 5, colors 5 out of 5. I cannot
soundtrack.
I'm gonna get this day one on Blu-ray, on 4K Blu-ray. I'm
Hell
this
yeah!
Shit day one. Could you imagine that shit in HDR? Those colors, man. That shit's gonna be dope.
What a good film. And I don't have a problem with anyone they cast either.
No.
There was not a single person that didn't portray their role really well.
That was, man. It makes me want to show you Baby Driver so bad. That's
Is it technically... Do they have any parallels at all besides the guy that made it?
Nope. Not one thing. Honestly, Baby Driver, because Edgar Wright is British.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie is British. What we just saw, that was a British film. You know, when it was in London. Like every. No, I don't think all the actresses are British, but they're to be portrayed as British. Mm-hmm. Baby Driver's pure American. Like it's a crime film. Stars Jamie Foxx, Kevin Spacey, like all these people that we all know, and the new guy that plays the protagonist. Great. Honestly, I think you'd enjoy the film. It's not a horror.
I'd watch it sometime.
But we should watch it soon and review it because that's his first film he did by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like just him. Because him and Simon Pegg went and did the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Pegg is his last name.
Yes, it is. Shaun of the Dead and all those other films. And that trilogy was done with him and Simon Pegg. Baby Driver's his first film. I think this is his second that he's done on his own. And dude, this movie's it's all downhill from here, man. Not really.
For the rest of the year, at least, I don't know if I'll watch a better movie.
That was the best movie of the year.
So far, I agree.
That was the best movie of the year. That was the best horror I've seen in a decade. I'm going to say that right now.
Really?
That's the best horror film that came out in 10 years.
Hell
that
yeah.
movie was fucking awesome.
That movie was goddamn sick. The only,
everything about it.
It's weird for me because I really do think it's probably the best film I've watched all year. The only thing that stopped me from 100% saying that is I really liked Fear Street 78.
Oh,
that's the one in particular now
because
because if I were to rank this movie against a whole trilogy, that's kind of weird. But
Yeah,
I think if I
weird.
average the trilogy, this movie would definitely just be better. But when I think about this versus 78, that's my current contention for #1 film of the year.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think this will probably take the cake, but I'll have to think about it more.
We should do best movies we've seen throughout the year.
I think it would be cool. Maybe
we shouldn't put old shit in it.
Yeah,
because we've been watching.
We could do both, honestly. We could do a video of just the new ones and then of what we watched.
Yeah,
because there's it would be kind of cool to look at a timeline of what we watched throughout the entirety of the year.
Yeah.
And all the movies are new to me for the most part.
Exactly, they are.
So it would be cool to see how our opinions change. We could do tier lists of what we watched this year, but then also do a top 3 or something
movies that came out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think we were going to see this many new movies. I thought we were going to.
But then I got Unlim and then.
Oh yeah, Unlim, man, it's easy. Shout out. Catch our first reactions out the theater on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. Any bad things you can say about this movie?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Perfect.
Perfect 5.
Do you think it's going to be better the second time you watch it?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I think the second time would be more so to catch things I missed, but
yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't be on the same emotional roller coaster because I know what's going to happen.
That was an emotion. I was tearing up towards the end, man. That shit fucking got... And it's not even tears of a particular emotion. It was just so many things were going on in my head at the same time. That's the only way my body knew how to react.
I think that's a perfect way to describe it, honestly.
It was so
It was a culmination of emotions and...
About starting of the movie, I was just like, okay. It was like getting up on a roller coaster. It was just like, all right, okay. And then when you find out Granny's the fucking killer, it just goes drop. That beat dropped, and you're just like, God damn, man. Put some bass in it.
So fucking well done.
I just hope people this becomes a historic piece of cinematography. That shit was shot so well. The angles were great. The dance scenes were great. The music was great. What was bad about this film? Not a goddamn thing. 5 out of motherfucking 5 stars. 5 knives out of 5 knives. 5
killing grannies out of 5.
Yeah,
killing
5
grannies.
grandmas out of 5. 560 hits out of 5. That shit was fucking perfect. Damn, perfect's kind of a big word, man.
The most perfect thing I've
good.
seen this year.
Go see it. Go see Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho.
And if you don't, it'll be on streaming platforms eventually. But watch it no matter what. Bootleg the shit. Just don't tell them I sent you to it. But
this is something I think you should see in the theater.
Anything that's in theater, you should probably see in theaters.
Probably.
It's way cooler, but
it's so cool.
If you watch it at home, watch it at theaters.
In a small theater. We had a little small theater watching it because it was one of their smaller ones. I thought it was going to be their big one.
I didn't realize there were size differences to the theaters, actually.
Have you ever been in a huge one?
At Regal?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Then
8 and 9 are huge.
I don't think I've been in any different sized ones.
They're
honestly,
Dolby Atmos huge. They have the speakers on the ceilings going down.
Yeah, I don't think I've been in one then.
Damn.
Jeez.
If you saw the movie tomorrow, it'd probably be in one of those theaters, honestly, because it's opening night technically. We just saw it the early Thursday show though.
So good.
That was so.
It was
good.
worth
I want to see it
too.
tomorrow. I do want to see it. I want to see it again.
I want to see it again too. I don't know if I want to tomorrow or not, but I definitely want to see it for sure.
Yeah, that was so.
Before it's out of rotation.
I kind of want to watch it. If you don't see it tomorrow, I'm watching it by myself. I feel like that'd be a good movie to watch alone.
Mm-hmm.
That movie was so good.
We'll watch it 5 more times each, and we'll do a second podcast on it.
Right, review part 2.
What you missed.
You missed when we first talked about it, because we're kind of in shock. That movie was so fucking good. That's all I said on the way home. That movie was so fucking good. That movie was so fucking good. That movie was so fucking good.
I feel it. That's all I'm going to say for the next 5 days.
It,
I'm going to tell everyone I know about it.
Yeah, good.
That includes you guys.
Yeah,
go watch it.
Go watch it. Like and subscribe our channel too, and tell your friends that we make shitty reviews about great movies.
We make great reviews about shitty movies too.
Yeah, we do that. We have some good stuff in our backlog.
Any closing thoughts?
That movie made me love movies again.
That's a good closing
thought. That movie
thought.
made me want to make a movie. Do you guys? Oh man, I was thinking about a horror that I wanted to make on the way home.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called yet, but I'll give you the premise off camera. I don't want anyone stealing my idea.
Alrighty.
But like, subscribe, comment what you want us to see next. Comment what you thought about the film. Honestly, I want to know what all 5 of you.
7. It's like 7 now.
It's like 7 now. Oh yeah, 7 subs. Shout out to our subs. Catch Zayd Slater on Yu-Gi-Oh. Emma plays on Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I guess so.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. You play Pokemon Unite now too?
Yeah, best game.
You get the Elgato to work?
No yet, actually. I haven't.
What's it doing? You haven't really had the time?
Well, I could talk about that off camera too, but it's
like
weird. I don't know what to talk with it.
Have a good one.
Yep, take it easy.
We love you guys.
Boom. Let me hear you say, way-o. Say, way-o. Say, way-o.